live. It's Yolanda. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Hey, hello everybody. It is late. I decided to pop on here to see who pops in. Your girl ain't too long shut down, so I'm a little bit tired. But normally when I shut down, I have to wind down. So I just thought I'd say hey and see who comes in. And if anybody come in, we gonna do some trivia, baby. Yes. We're gonna do some late night trivia. That's if anybody come in. If they do, they do it. If they don't, I quite understand. But you do your girl a favor when you come in. Come on in and hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up. And we're gonna go from there, baby. We're gonna go from there. Alrighty. So I'll give everybody time to pop in and see who comes in, and see who said hey, and show your girl some love. Now, I'll be shocked if anybody is up because I know sometimes there's a lot of late night out, what they call them, late owls. Brandon, what's up? What you doing up? I don't know who gonna pop in here, but we about to do some trivia. If you want to hang, let's hang. All right, because I'm down for it. I'm gonna give it at least 30 minutes, close to an hour. So whoever pop in, I thank you guys for coming in this late night. We got Tony in the house. Says what are you guys doing up this time of night? I didn't think nobody would be up but your girl. And I'm up, y'all. I'm trying to get this time in. I appreciate everybody. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button, please. Tony Yo Man says I'm in the house. Tony Yo Man says, Brandon, what's up? All righty, Brandon said, Yolanda, hey. How come y'all ain't sleep? Why y'all still up? So we got two people in the house. Come on, hit that like button. One of y'all didn't hit that like button either. Tony didn't hit that like button or Brandon didn't hit that like button. One of y'all didn't hit that bad boy. But I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes, see if anybody else pop up into the live. I hope you guys can hear me pretty good. I'm trying to figure out what y'all doing up this time of night. I thought I was just going to get random people in here, people that I don't even know, ain't never even been to my live. So we got Brandon in the house and we got Tony Yo Man in the house. Thank y'all for coming in. Y'all still ain't telling me what y'all doing up this time of night. Somebody say something. All right. Shay, oh my gosh, Shay is up too. It says was almost asleep, but figured I'd say hi and throw a like at you. It says have a good night, y'all, with two MF peppers on the side, baby. Oh my God, you guys, I appreciate that, Shay. I'm just curious. It is late a lot of places, and you guys are even up for a few minutes, but I appreciate you stopping in, Shay, throwing that like button up. Appreciate every time you stop by and show me some love. So Shay said, okay, he was getting ready to go to bed. So Tony Yo Man is still up. Brandon is still up. What y'all still doing up? So Tony Yo Man is speaking. It says that's 100. So like I said, I'm going to give it about one more minute. I'm going to go ahead and start the trivia because I'm not quite sure if a lot of people even come in. Tony Yo Man is laughing. And I like I said, I just know I'd get people that haven't ever been to the chat before. Gio, hello. Welcome to the chat. Welcome. If y'all want to stay, hit that like button. We're finna get ready and start trivia. I appreciate y'all coming through. I'm going to give it another minute and we're going to get it popping. Okay? All righty. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey. It says user. What do you mean by user? USA. What do you mean by user, Gio? Don't get blocked. Don't come in here playing. What exactly do you mean by user and a question mark? I'm curious. Explain yourself. Explain yourself. So, are you talking about a game user or what? You said user. We're waiting for Gio to say what's have to be said. And as soon as Gio tell us what they are talking about, we will start. It says you play Roblox. Oh, no, I don't play no Roblox. No. I don't know nothing about Roblox, okay? Roblox. I have no idea. So I guess you're up playing Roblox, huh? It said, oh, okay. Okay, because I had no idea what you was talking about. Now I don't know nothing. I'm not a gamer. You would have to get with let me see who's I got a couple of people that are playing games. We got Silverbeard Gaming. Okay, at Silverbeard Gaming, go check him out. Or you can check out C7 Space Moon. Those are the two people that I know that play games. Now I don't know if they play Roblox, but all right, we about to get it started. Even though we ain't got a lot of people in the house, it says I play Roblox. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we about to get this started, even just with a couple of people in the house. Okay, so we've already been on here a few minutes, so I'm just gonna go and rock with the people I got in here. Okay, so starting off with the first trivia, Mr. J2R Films. Hi, Mom. I don't even know how to answer that. So is your mom in the chat? I'm just curious. And I knew I was gonna get a bunch of trolls, but I'm loving it. Cause what y'all don't know, y'all met another troll. So come on into the party. What's up? What's popping? What's going, y'all? We got Povo the Clown. Okay. Welcome. Welcome. So we finna start this trivia. Let's start off. Okay, can anybody tell me what was the hottest temperature and where was it at? What was the hottest temperature that was recorded? Does anybody know the hottest temperature ever to be recorded that you can remember? Okay. Somebody can put in the chat, what was the hottest temperature that was reported? Okay, Tonio Man said 120 in Texas. Nope, not 120 in Texas. I don't know what Gio's putting. You guys don't knock nobody out. So Provo the Clown degree. Okay, so actually Provo got it. It's technically 134, but it was also recorded at 137. So actually, Provo the Clown got it. And Kuwait actually was right. It was 137. Correct. They Provo got it. That was pretty hot. And then the 134 was in Death Valley. 134 in Death Valley. Okay. So let's continue on. And let's continue on with this little trivia. Okay. So let's continue on here, right? Okay, what did we have? Okay, when did we have a heat wave that turned grapes? Okay, put it like this. What year did we have a heat wave that it was so hot that it turned grapes into raisins while they were still on the vine? Does anybody remember what year did we have a heat wave that it was so hot that it turned grapes into raisins while it was still on the vine? 1985, nope. 1745, nope. 1985, no. Again, what year it was so hot and the temperature was so hot that it turned grapes into raisins while they were still on the vine? Nope, not 1993, nope. 200 BC, no. You guys don't know this? 200 BC? No, that's way off. So I'll give you guys a few more chances. If not, I'll tell you what year. What year was it so hot that we had a heat wave? It was so bad that it turned grapes into raisins while they were still on the vine. Does anybody remember what year? Nope, it's not 1867. You're pretty close. Oh man, he was close. Nope, it's not 2013, but you're pretty close. If you would have dropped that one, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a hint. The year was actually 2003. So the clown was close. 2003. It was so, they had a heat wave so hot that it turned grapes into raisins while they were still on the vine. Nope, Geo, it is not 2012. The clown got it. It was 2003. 2003. So if anybody ever asks you, hey, does anybody know what year was so hot that it turned grapes into raisins while they were still on the vine? Remember, it was in 2003. It says, please know me. Okay, so we're going to finish on here. Okay, so here's this one should be a pretty simple one. What is a rainbow called at night? What do you call a rainbow at nighttime? It says, I'm just guessing, you all. Well, you got it right. Okay, so this question is, what is a rainbow called at night? What do you call a rainbow at night? Does anybody know that? Does anybody know what do you call a rainbow? No Googling, please. No cell phones, no laptops, no computers. Tony, your man said LED lights. No. It's not it. What do you call a rainbow at night? What is a rainbow called at night? If you see a rainbow, the clown said moon flare. Nope, not a moon flare. You're pretty close, though. I hope you're not Googling. He's pretty close. What is a rainbow called at night? Okay, Geo got it. It's called a moon bow. A moon bow. So if you ever see a rainbow at nighttime, remember, it is called a moon bow. A moon bow. Rob Ruffin Music, it says a rainbow at night is a night bow. No, it's not. It's a moon bow or still a rainbow. It's a moon, M-O-O-N, a moon bow. But if you want it to be a rainbow or a night bow, okay, that's fine. But it is technically called a moon bow. Geo says yes. It says, Brandon says, I know the answer, but I see this. Probo says, good job. So it is called a moon bow. No Googling, no cell phones, no laptops. Just, you don't even have a lifeline. You can't cheat. You just got to figure it out. It says, I'm done. I'm guessing. It says, let me phone a friend next. No, you can't phone a friend. No. That's cheating. You can't ask grandma. You can't ask grandpa or nobody. You got to answer these yourselves, okay? So let's continue on, you guys. Okay. What do you call a tornado that forms over water? What do you call a tornado that forms over water? Does anybody know that answer? What do you call a tornado that forms over water? Clown, nope, it's not a hurricane. Try again, it's not a hurricane. What do you call a tornado that forms over water? A water spout. Yep. Robot Rufus Music got it. That's correct. And the question was, what do you call a tornado that forms over water? And he got it right. It's a silicon. Nope. Isaac, hello. What are you doing up? Everybody is up. Nope, we got it. Let me see. Who was that guy that music got it? It was called a water spout. That's what it was. He got that absolutely correct. Okay. There you go. So probably, yes, he got it. So we're going to continue on. All righty. How many sides does a snowflake typically have? How many sides does a snowflake typically have? Oh, we got C7 Space Moon. It says, I'm in practice. It says, got you tabbed on my phone. I appreciate it. Thank you. It says, Frank. Frank, it says, you getting your work on. Yes, sir. Provo said 12. Hold on, let me see. So the question was, how many sides does a snowflake typically have? So the clown said 12. Nope. Rob Rufin, the music says 8. Nope. Geo said 10. Nope. Tony, your man is speaking to Space Moon. Gio said 10. Nope, it's not 10. No Googling, no cheating. Isaac said 8. Nope, it's not 8. Oh my gosh, you guys can't figure this out. Tony Yo Man said 4. Nope. Gio said 10. 10. Nope, it's not 10. Isaac says, where are the trucks? I'm at a different place. They sitting down for now. They're not here tonight. Gio said 20. Isaac got it. It is 6. I hope there ain't nobody Googling nothing. What was the question? I didn't hear. But it's 6. Isaiah got it. He said, so the question was, Brandon, it says, how many sides does a snowflake typically have? So, Brandon, the question was, how many sides does a snowflake typically have? And the answer was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So he pulled up a snowflake. Oh my gosh. The clown put up a snowflake. And if you look up the snowflake that the clown put up, you look at it, it says 1, 2, 3, 4. It actually has 6. So checks out. Yes. It says no Google, just I didn't even realize the clown just showed everybody. The clown put up the snowflake, you guys, and it does have 6. It says all goods is either 6 or 8. Brandon, it is 6. That was the answer. The clown is clowning. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's another one. I like how he put up the snowflakes. He's letting everybody know, hey, you guys, count each side. Here it is right here. That was an easy one, though. Yes. And it was crazy because everybody was putting like 8 and 10. And then the clown goes and pull up a snowflake and he places it up there. Okay, let's continue on, you guys. All righty. It says people. I know, it's hilarious. Okay, does anybody know, first of all, do you guys know who BB King is? And if you don't know, you're gonna know. No Googling, no laptops, no cell phones, please. So the question is, does anybody know the name of BB King's famous guitar? What is the name of BB King's famous guitar? It says music says it's the channel gun, LOL, yay. What is BB King's famous guitar name? Tony Yo Man said a blues singer, yes. Isaiah says, I have no clue. Are you serious? What? Don't look it up, y'all. This is way before my time. Oh, I'm not that old. He's born before my time, but I do know a little something. It says blue. Nope. It says I can't remember. Nobody in the chat knows. Don't Google it, though. So nobody knows. Lucille got it. Gio got it. Lucille. Hey, dun, 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 dun. I gave you 7 kids. Now you want to give them back, baby. Now let me stop. Lucille is the name of BB King's famous guitar. If you don't know, you know Lucille, baby. Okay, so Brandon says, wait a minute. Brandon said, I need the answer to the question years ago. I can't remember. Brandon, it was the question was, what was the name of BB King's famous guitar? And Gio got it, and it was Lucille, baby. Lucille. Uh-huh. Can anybody name any of BB King's songs? It says yes. It says, is it blue? No, it's not blue. The name of BB King's guitar was Lucille. So Brandon got it. Now he's saying Lucille. It says what I read I had come back to. I hope you ain't cheating, Brandon. Brandon, you can't be Googling anything. Okay? No cheating. But see, I wouldn't know if you guys is cheating. I have to just go by what you're telling me. Okay? All righty, let's continue on. It says, I only know Lucille from Little Richard. It says, yes. Yeah, Lucille. Yeah, Little Richard. Well, if you know about Little Richard, you should know something about BB King, too. Come on now. Okay? Let's continue on. How many hearts does an octopus have? How many hearts does an octopus have? Can anybody put that in the chat? 3. Oh my gosh. Chronic got it right away. 3. Yeah, Music got 3. Yeah, so you guys know that. All righty. So the question was, No, Isaac, he said 2. No, it's 3. So you're off by 1. The question was, how many hearts does an octopus have? And yes, it says 3 now. Yes, it is 3. You said 2 at first, Isaac. You said 2. Tony, your man said 2. And then he says, no, it's 2. I mean, it's 3. Wait, y'all confusing me. I didn't know. It says, I didn't know. Guess. So you guess. It's 2 cap. No, it's not 2 cap. It is 3. Lucky guess, right. It's 2. No, it's not 2. It is 3, you guys. So the question was, how many hearts does an octopus have? Brandon said 3. Isaiah says 3, triple the love. Yes, triple the love. And anybody that puts the number 3, they're absolutely correct. An octopus has 3 hearts. In case you didn't know, now you know. Okay? So let's continue on. So Geo's is putting 2. No, it's not 2. It is 3. It is 3. An octopus have 3 hearts. So remember that. If anybody ever asks you, hey, how many hearts does an octopus have? Just remember it is 3. All righty. Let's continue on. So the next question is, how many eyes does a honeybee have? How many eyes does a honeybee have? Bzzz, them little eyes, can they see? No Google. 67. You said you Googled it. You're not supposed to Google, but it's not 2, it's 3. 20, no. It says main, no. 6, no. 2, no. 8. No, 20, no. It says, damn, these questions getting harder. Stop. 20, no. How many eyes does a honeybee have? Geo said 25. Then Geo says 20. Nope, it's not 20. It's not 25. Don't Google it. And if you guys Google, I can tell because you're taking, if you come back with an answer later. So you can't Google it. Isaiah says, Yolanda, Yolanda's trucking us. No, 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 no. For real, come on, y'all. See, when you do stuff like this, it keeps your mind going. If you don't use it, you lose it. Just like you should read a book every week. If you don't read, you know, even with your math skills. Come on, y'all. He said 5. Okay, so whoever said 5 got it right. Hold on a minute. So Gio said 5. Gio, I'm starting to wonder about you because you said 20 to 25, and then you're just popping up with the numbers. I wonder what you up to, Gio. Now, I'm trying to wonder about that now. Okay, but he got it. He said 5. He popping up with all these answers later. It says tricky. 5. Yes, it is 5. The clown said 12. Gio said 5. Yes, it is 5. I did. Why are you Googling it? You said you did Google. You cannot Google. If you Google, you are cheating. So the main object of the game is you cannot Google it. You cannot look it up on your phone or your computer. You cannot call grandma or grandpa. You can't even ask the dog. You have to figure it out yourself. And show don't ask the cat. Oh, he said no. Okay. Okay, degrees. It says, okay, I'm smart. It says, Junior, it says, stop. Okay, Rob Roof Music said, Giovanni says, stop cheating. Oh my gosh. I'm starting to wonder. Okay, so you're saying you're smart, Gio, but here's the problem. You said 20, then you said 25. How do you go from 20 to 25 and then you come back and you have the correct answer and then you say 5? That really makes no sense. So that's why everybody thinks you're cheating and you're doing it with all of the answers. You're saying them wrong and then all of a sudden you come back with the right answer. Make that make sense. And then you're saying you're not cheating. So it's making people scratching their heads and they're going, something's not right. So we're going to continue on. He said he's not Googling. Brandon said 2. No, it's not 2, Brandon. It says do Google. Somebody Googling something. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It says I'm just smart. And then he keeps saying I'm just smart. He or she, I'm not quite sure, Jill. It says I'm just smart. Well, if you're so smart, why are you saying 20 and 25? So if you were smart, you would have said 5 from the get-go, not come back like a few minutes later. That's why everybody think you're cheating. It says just me and my brains. It says, okay, just guessing. Okay, can't get nothing past your line. I'm just saying, Brandon said cheater, cheater, cheater. Because the reason why I say that, how do you say 20, then you say 25, and then you come back with the right answer, and you just like right on the nose. It's not adding up. I don't want any cheaters. I'm trusting that you're not Googling. I'm just trusting you, okay? Let's continue on. What is the smallest prime number? What is the smallest prime number? Come on, where are my math whiz at? It says cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. Oh my Lord. I haven't heard that in a minute. 2. Okay, Gio. So now you answered it right away. So I believe you didn't Google that. 2 is correct. You got it, Gio. You got it. We're going to give it to you. 2. So the question was, what is the smallest prime? Tony said 0. No, Tony, you are way off. It says you see, but at first it seemed like you were cheating because you were taking so long to come up with the answer, so it made it seem as though you were looking it up. Okay, Isaac. Okay, he said you see 0. It says Tony said 0. I know that's what Tony tripping, ain't he? He said 0. He didn't even put a number. He could at least said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He said 0. What is 1? Brandon said 2. Everybody laughing at Tony. Tony said 0. Y'all got, boy, he clowning, ain't it? Leave it up to him to say something. He said 0. It's a number, Tony. It can't be. It's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He said 0. Okay, Jill said for real. All right, let's continue on. So Jill got that one again. It was 2, and the answer was, what is the smallest prime number? It is 2, not 0. So Rob Roof Music said, Jill, it says, what's the opposite of the prime number? It says, I got mixed up. I thought prime were 1, 3, 5, and 7, etc. So can somebody answer that for him? Jill, you want to answer that for Rob? So Rob said, Jill, he said, what's the prime opposite of prime number? He said, I got mixed up. I said, I thought primes were, he said he thought primes were, where did it go? 1, 3, 5, and 7, etc. And then Clown says, Tony be taking my job. Yes, and Tony is laughing. It says, Chronotrade, it says prime just means 1 in itself, or they're only multiplies. Okay, so he's answering that. Negative. It says that's odds. So what do you mean? So, okay, yeah, I see what he's saying. It's odds. So, but he's wanting to know, where did the question go? So okay, so what Rob is saying, he's asking Gio. So I'm confused on what he's asking Gio. He said, what is the opposite of prime numbers? You see, he said, I got mixed up. I thought primes were, no, it's not 1, 3, 5, and 7. So, etc. How did you, wait a minute. Oh, I see what he's saying. He's thinking the opposite, and then, okay, wait a minute. Since one of itself only multiplying. So can somebody help him out? Okay, so here's Gio right here. Let me see. Who's this? It says evens and odds are the different numbers. Okay, right. Gio says primes is even. Okay, so that's what, okay, they're answering their odd numbers. It says, oh, that's right. They're called odd. Duh. See, I was trying to get confused. He was confusing me for a minute. It says 1 is not a prime or 2 are composed. It says, Brandon, it says 3, 1, and 4. It says, it says, wait, you all confused. Wait a minute, I've been confused. Now I just got confused because they going back. Who's in here good in math? Because am I not seeing it right? Is it the opposite? Okay, wait a minute. Y'all got me confused. Wait a minute. So wait a minute. Rob got me confused with the opposite, but then Gio came out, and I'm thinking it is correct. Now I'm confused. Wait a minute. Brandon. Now Brandon confusing me. If I'm not mistaken, it is not the opposite. It is 2, 4. Wait a minute. It says, by the way, I like the lives I subbed. I appreciate it. Thank you. LOL. Wait, y'all. We got to back up because I'm like, okay, let's go back here. So Brand, wait a minute. Okay, so here's Chronic Trigger. It says prime is 2. Okay, yeah, it's 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Is that correct? Wait a minute, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now Rob is saying 2, 4, 6, and 8. Now y'all got to stop playing. Somebody bust out the calculator. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold up, because I'm confused now. Y'all stop playing. Hold up. Even numbers are 2, 4. I know that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 3, 6. Okay, 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9, 12, 4. Okay. So odds are 1, 3, 5, and 7. Okay, yes, but so what? Wait a minute. Yes, Chronic. It says Rob. It says screw. Let's move on. Right, let's just move on. You right. You started this, Rob. He gonna say screw it. Let's move on. But he started it. He said, "Wait, I'm confused," and then he confused everybody. And then he gonna say, "Wait, screw it. Let's move on." Hey y'all, we're gonna figure this out. Off of the line, everybody try to figure this out because Rob started it. He's confusing his doggone self. But we gonna move on. Let's move. Oh my God. I'm so confused. But we gonna move on. Okay, let's continue on. All right, y'all. This is correct. He started it. He got his doggone self confused. He confused himself to confuse everybody else. And then he got the nerve to say, let's screw it. Let's just move on. Because he was getting more confused. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He started it. He started it. Okay. I'm finna stop y'all. How you gonna confuse everybody else and say let's move on? But anyhow, let's move on. Like I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, let's compete. I'm still so lost because he got the nerves to confuse everybody. He got so confused. He said, screw it. Let's just move on. Okay, so let's continue on. How many I'm sorry, y'all. How many legs does a crab have, including his claws? I mean, because he knew what he was doing. He's smart. You can tell he's smart, but I think everybody else got confused. So let's continue on. So we got somebody said 8, somebody said 6, somebody said 8. How many legs does a crab have, including claws? Tony said 8. Nope. Gio said 8. Gio said 8. Clown said 8. No. And so Isaiah says, however many Robs. Y'all stop. Where is he at? Is Rob still in here? I know he's still in here. Chronic Triggers got it. It is 10. Jill got it with 10. Clown got it. Whoever put 10 is absolutely correct. And we will start over. The question was, how many legs does a crab have, including claws? Rob said, mistype. Ella, don't you start mistyping nothing up in here, Rob. So, yes, the answer is 10. And look at him. Clown keeps putting these little things up. It says also check out. Okay, y'all, we got that. We know it is 10. Again, for y'all that missed that, the question was, how many legs does a crab have, including his claws? And the correct answer was ching, 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 10. Okay, 10. So we got that. Let's continue on. Okay. So, which letter in the alphabet is often called the dog letter? Which letter in the alphabet is often called the dog's letter? The dog letter. Can anybody answer that? There is one letter in the alphabet and everyone calls it the dog letter. The dog, D-O-G letter, L-E-T-T-E-R. It's one alphabet, dog's letter. Yes. The N, nope, Tony, not N. Why you got a question mark behind that, Isaac? The R? Yep, he got it. Rob got it. Who is this? Chronic says, never heard this before. Are you serious? How come you never heard of it, Chronic? Yeah. So in the alphabet, there's a letter in the alphabet, and Rob got it right. It is the R. So does anybody want to explain it? He said he never heard that before. Okay, then. Well, hey, you learn something new every day. So the question was again, what letter in the alphabet is called the dog letter, and it is a R, and Rob got that right. Jill said, bye. It says, my phone has 2%. Bye. I really thank you. I'm sub. Thank you. I appreciate it, then. Brandon said a D. Nope, it's not a D. Rob said, really? Yes. Yes. Yes, you got it right. Did you just guess that or something? I thought you know. It says, what does dog letter mean? You can look it up later. Look it up later. It says, this is a weird question. Why is it weird? Robin says, I chose R for my last name, Ruth. Why is it all of these weird questions? It says, I never knew that either. Okay, yes. It said the dog. It says, Gigi, it says, where are you going live tomorrow? I probably will, but I go live random. So if you subscribe to me, just look for me. Because I drive trucks, it's just random times. I can't really set a time depending on my freight. The only reason why I'm live now, because I haven't got done. I just, a little while ago, just got done dealing with a load, and I have to wind down. Normally, I'm done. It says, okay, I'll beat. I appreciate that. It says it's because makes the sound a dog makes. Okay, yes. So there you go. No Googling, though, but he explained it, though. Basically, that's what it is. It says it's because it makes the sounds of a dog. So, yes. So you guys are getting it. A lot of people haven't heard of certain things, okay? So let's continue on. All right, let's continue on because we're going to be getting ready to end this live. We're going to do a few more questions because I am starting to wind down. And I'm just coming on here late. I didn't even think you guys would be here, and I appreciate that. Is this true or false? The letter U and the letter V were once the same letter. Is it true or false? The letter U and the letter V, they were once the same letter. Isaac said, roof. It says, Robert says, if you live in Missouri, I want to hire you. It says your personality is contagious. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really do. It says, I find it refarm gold. Thank you, Chronic. It says true. You're absolutely correct. Whoever said true, Clown said true. I said, no, you got that wrong, sweetheart. No. It's not false. It's true. It says, Rob, it says, I'm out, you all. Good night. Good night, Rob. Have a good night. Thank you for joining. Tony, your man said false. Nope, it is actually true. It says no idea false. Brandon, no, you're wrong. It says my wife is from Missouri. Okay, cool. What part of Missouri? I used to live in Missouri. I used to live in Lake St. Louis. Lake, L-A-K-E, Lake St. Louis. Right outside of Winsfield there, right off Interstate 70. Okay, we got that corn. Why do you have the corn? But okay, it is true. So again, the question was true or false? The letter U and V were once the same letter. It is absolutely true. Believe it or not, once upon a time, the letter U and the letter V were actually the same letter. Okay? Why and how, I don't know. I have no idea, okay? Chronic Truth, it says she lived in Winsfield for a while, long before I knew her. Yes, Winsfield, right off of Interstate 70, right at mile marker 201 over up in that area. Yeah, I know where she's at. I know exactly where she's at. Yep, Winsfield, good old Winsfield. That's not far from O'Fallon, Missouri. Lake St. Louis. So you go like St. Charles, you go St. Peter's, you got O'Fallon, you got Winsfield, and it just continue to go all the way up into Kansas, and it come all the way down, and then you go all the way up towards like St. Louis, and you continue on till you hit Illinois and Kentucky. Yes, I'm familiar with the whole area. I stayed there for a good little while. It says she worked at the bar called the baby lot. I've never heard of that. Where is that? It says her mom lives in O'Fallon. And O'Fallon, I used to live in O'Fallon, off of Highway K&N over there. Yes. Yep. Used to live over there. Sure did. Know the stomping grounds. Live right over there in Turtle Creek. Yep. Know exactly where you're talking about. That is my stomping ground. Okay, let's continue on. So if she lived over there, what school did she go to? Did she go to Fort Zumwalt? What? I'm just curious. Go to St. Charles West or Fort Zumwalt West or what? Or did she go to school out there? Did she go to college out there like WashU or something? I'm just curious. But okay, let's continue on, you guys. Let's continue on. Okay. So, are you guys ready? It says her mom. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna continue on with a few more, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Okay. And I appreciate everybody that that's stopping in here. It says she went to like 3 schools, but graduated at Okay, yeah, she went to Francis Howell. Yeah, right in St. Charles there. Francis Howell is a good school. They go there all year round though. Yeah. I know exactly where they went. That's a pretty good school. I think them and Fort Zumwalt, I think they're about similar, but Francis Howell, yeah, I know exactly what school. All year round, they're probably still like that. Okay. What is a sentence that contains, okay, tell me what sentence contains all 26 letters of the alphabet called? Can anybody tell me what is a sentence that contains all 26 letters of the alphabet called? Does anybody know? Did everybody fall asleep? We almost done, y'all. It says chronic. It says the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. No, but I know what you're saying, but no, it's not called that. I know, but no. I seen that. It's not called that. Again, the question is, what is a sentence that contains all 26 letters of the alphabet called? It says it's called a congruent. Nope, it's not. It says don't know. Nope. It says, what is a sentence that contains all 26 letters of the alphabet called? It says, oh, like what's the name for it? Yeah, what's the name? Maybe I'm okay. I apologize if I'm not saying it correctly because I'm getting a little tired. So let me repeat it again. What is a sentence that it says I have known this one? Okay, let me finish. What is a sentence that contains all 26 letters of the alphabet? What is it called? So if you contain all the alphabets together, what is it called? Like what is the name of it? Like all of the letters ABC, all of just combined, what would you call it? Tony Yo man, a run-on sentence. The Lord, no, it's not. No, it's not. It is called a pangram. A pangram. I might not be pronouncing right, but I think I am. It's called a pang, P-A-N-G, pangram. You got it. Yep. Roman Soda Road, got it. That's exactly what it's called. Correct. And if anybody want to explain that, that's what it is. Who's laughing? Why are you laughing at me? I am getting a little tired. Shoot, these words are. I'm starting to look cross-eyed, baby. And you know I wear glasses. Nice. But yeah, he got it right. So Roman Road 777 actually got that one correct. I didn't figure nobody was gonna get it correct. It says panhandle means all. Yeah. That's exactly what it means, because that's what I looked up. That's what I seen. We're going to do a few more, and we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. So let's continue on. Let's continue on. Okay, here it is. Wait a minute. All righty. Does anybody know? So that makes sense. Yes, it does make sense. Okay. What shapes are raindrops according to science? What is the shape? It says, I won't lie, I cheated. You did? What do you mean you cheated? What did you Google it? Oh my gosh. You're not supposed to Google. You're not supposed to ask a friend. You have no lifeline. You can't ask grandma or grandpa. So he said he cheated. Well, at least he was honest, because I was like, dang, he just popped right there in it. But he said he cheated. Oh, well. He said, I won't. I guess that guilt was going to get to him. He said, I won't lie. No more cheating, you guys. Come on. We got a few more. Y'all try to. He said, yep. He said he cheated. Oh, my Lord. Come on, you guys. We just got a few more, and then we're going to tie it up so we can all go to bed now. It's not like 7 or 8 o'clock, y'all. It is like pretty late. So what shapes, can anybody tell me what shapes are raindrops according to scientists? What shape are raindrops according to scientists? Does anybody know what are the shapes of raindrops? Elliptic? Nope. What are the shapes of raindrops? Does anybody know? According to science. Isaac, nope, it's not that. Tears is not that. Pretty close, Tony. Nope, it's not tears. Safari, nope, it's not that. A clown. I thought it was that too. Nope. But it's not. It says, I would have been wrong, LOL. Yes, I know. Teardrops. Nope, not teardrops. What shaped are raindrops according to scientists? Brandon said Tony knows. Come on, I'll give you guys a few more guesses. What shaped? Look at the little raindrops. Oh my goodness. Okay, what are the shapes of raindrops according to scientists? It says, I said, I know this, but I can't remember. Do not cheat, please. So if you guys just guess something, because I'm going to tell you in a minute. According to scientists, what shapes are raindrops? Think about it. It's a raindrop. What does it look like? Beef, it's what's for dinner. He's giving you guys a clue. Brandon is giving you guys a clue. It's gonna piss me off. It's on the top of my... Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go on drum roll. Brandon was close. Triangle. Nope, it's not that. Brandon was so close when Brandon said beef is what's for dinner. Hershey Kisses. Nope. It says I know the answer, but I don't think I did anything. Nope. Drip. Nope. Hamburger buns. Hamburger buns. No, he did say droplet. Hamburger buns. Can you guys believe that? Scientists actually say that raindrops are shaped like hamburger buns. Now, I really can't see that, but do you guys see that? But yeah, everybody's saying, wow, no way. Yes, I kid you not. If y'all don't believe hamburger buns, yes, Brandon. That's why I said when you said what's for dinner, beef, I was trying to get you guys to say beef, hamburger bun, you know, and he said, huh, yes, yes. According to scientists, it says, what shapes are raindrops? It says, according to scientists, you know, they're supposed to be really smart. We might have some scientists in the house, but it's hamburger buns. Yes, clown, hamburger bun. But I don't really see a raindrop shaped like a hamburger bun. In my opinion, a raindrop is shaped more like I would say a prune or a raisin. No, I would say, what do you call those things that you squeeze in a baby nose to get the snot out? What do you call those little things? It says no one was kidding. He said no one. Oh my gosh, you're right. So wait, Brandon. It says yeah. It says the top half. Yeah, the top half. But to me, I see a rainbow. It looks just like, you know, those things. There it is. A clown said it. A turkey baster. That's what I see. A raindrop. A turkey baster that is actually blue. You know, because they say a raindrop is supposed to be what, blue or clear, but he got it right. It says clue. It says tip shaped to me. Yes. It says then. It says we just call this not sucker. Well, I wasn't trying to go there, but that's how I would imagine it. You know what I'm saying? But I get what you guys are saying. Okay, let's continue on, you guys. We almost there. Why? Tell me this now. This is the next question. Let's continue on. Why do clouds appear white? Why do they appear white? It's like if you see a cloud, why do you think a cloud will appear to be white? What would be the reasons? Chronic say, yeah, chronic triggers. So when you look at a cloud, wow, that cloud is white. What is the reasoning? What is the reason why a cloud is white? It's so simple. What would be the reason why are clouds white? He said, That's not the answer. Precipitation, nope. Condensation said, nope. Nope. Why do clouds appear to be white? Because it's made for us to vapor. No. Come on, we got a couple more, y'all. We be tired. Y'all can't figure this out. Why why do clouds appear to be white? It says oxygen and water have not color in the. Nope, nope. That's a good one though, but nope. He done got all scientific on us. What, you a science major or something? He done took it all the way there. Oxygen and water have not color in the gas. Get out of here. He done took it all the way home like we're in a science class or something. If you don't go sit down, come on, y'all. But I mean, that's a good one though. But we ain't trying to get that smart on up, okay? It says because they reflect back on the colors of the spectrum. Nope. It says streams in the white. Nope. It says because it sounds like I don't know. It says convictions and predictions. No, stop. Stop acting like you're a science teacher now. Come on now. Y'all tripping. So no, seriously, why do clouds appear to be white? Nobody knows. Sunset. You pretty close, Brandon. Chronics. Brandon was pretty close when he said sun. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you. The reason why when you see clouds, it says, I got a good question. What question? Go ahead. Let's wait. Because Roman, he has a question. It says the sun shining in the precipitation. No. Wait a minute. He has a question, sun. It says the antimony class. Okay. It says the sun. No, it says sunshine shining on the conditions where there's have. No, what it is the. Okay, well, I'll give it to, who said that? Brandon. It says the sun. I'll give it to Isaac. Okay, here it is. The reflection from the sunlight. It says, I mean meteorology. Okay, the reflection from the sunlight. So whoever says sunshine, sunlight, I'll give it to you. So the questions was, why do clouds appear to be white? And the question was from the reflection of the sunlight. So when the sunlight reflects on the cloud, it shows them and it appears to be white. But technically it's not. It's from the sunlight. Okay? I mean, you guys couldn't really said it as accurate like that, but you got pretty close. You know what I'm saying? Like for whoever that said like sun or sunlight. I mean, you know, it says, but they're white at night too. I knew he was coming with one. I knew it. Okay, so I can't answer that one, but I'm gonna have to come back at you with that one. It says, Roman, it says, I don't Google it this time. Oh, you didn't Google it this time. Okay. I'm tripping off eyes. He says, but they're white at night. He said, I'm not explaining nothing because I'm not a meteorologist. Okay. I don't know. Okay, and then y'all can't believe meteorologists. I'm telling you, because they went to school and get all of their schooling. They get paid, they be on the news, and they be lying to us. Meteorologists, I'm telling you, they be talking about we're gonna get like an inch of snow, and it don't even snow. They be talking about rain, the forecast coming down. It's supposed to rain this evening about 7 o'clock all through the night, through the weekend. We're gonna get high thunderstorms, the wind, we got tornado Jack and Jill, and they just be fibbing all the way from the sun up to the sun down. They need to just go back to school, reamp again, and come on back again. They be rolling up their sleeves when the weather get all bad like that. They ain't finna do nothing but lie to it. They need to just stop playing. Okay, y'all, so it says, so you all sun expert. Moon expert, huh? I don't know, y'all. We gonna have to look up in the sky and see if we can see some moon. But I got some good ones for you now that y'all said this. This give me some more stuff to come at y'all. It says weather dudes be crazy. They be beyond that. Oh, they be tripping. Man, I'd be like, why y'all like? So I'm gonna tell you, if the weather people, if a meteorologist come on and they say, oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow, I'm telling you, y'all just walk out the house in some flip-flops or some sandals and some short pants, because it's not gonna rain. Okay, you got to do the opposite of what they tell you. Some of them be accurate and some of them don't. It says there are hurricanes off the coast of Florida. It says, and they be like there's gonna be a storm, a strong winds coming. I know it don't they? Shoot, they be telling you, oh, we're gonna get like all of this snow. And then it'd be like 105 degrees the next day. I'd be like, really, what happened to the snow? Boy, they be clowning, don't they? So let's continue on, you guys. We're almost there. Come to speak of this, let's continue on. It says, what is a calm, CALM, Because you know I'm tired, so I do be crocking right and be half reading stuff. Because when I get tired, but I do apologize. But listen, listen, listen very carefully. It says, "What is a calm center of a hurricane called?" A calm center of a hurricane called. Does anybody know that? I'll repeat it again if you need me to. What is a calm center? A calm center of a hurricane called? Oh, you guys got it. Snapped. Everybody said the eye, the eye, the eye, the eye of the storm. The eye. You guys got it. Okay, that's good. Who got it first? Chronic Triggers got it first. Clown was second. Isaac was third. Brandon was fourth. And Clown just he put an eyeball. Like, okay, okay. Then he says the easy. Okay, then he said the easiest one. Yes, it says the I LOL. That is cool. So okay, let me see if I got one more. So you guys, we're gonna wrap it up. We did good with that. You guys was a little bit rusty on some of them, but I mean, hey, you did excellent. Okay, here we go. We got these couple more, and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay, let's now pay attention. Yeah, that was an easy one, but you know, you never know, because I did one the other day and we asked how many letters was in the alphabet, and you'll be surprised what some of the people said. I was blown away. Yeah, I know we forget stuff as we get older, because like some of us haven't been to school in a while, and some of us are in school right now. Some of us have younger kids that you might do homework with, or some of us just, you know, stay on top of stuff, whether we're like in book clubs or we read a lot or we do math. And some of us are just genius. We're just smart and we don't do nothing. It's just there. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is different, and I respect it. You know, like even in school, I remember like entering the spelling bee, and you had people in there. I thought could spell pretty good. They some of those people in the spelling bee, baby, I didn't even know those type of spellers even exist on this earth. You talking about spelling stuff that I couldn't even pronounce correctly. It was mind-blowing. But you talking about a long time ago. I ain't gonna tell my age, but even now, if I love watching the spelling bees, because I love how they say, you know, use it in a sentence or define it for me and stuff, because you think a word, it's just like, okay, I remember I used to work in a pharmacy in the pharmaceutical. It's a long story, but I want to share this. I'm off topic. But so any pharmacists in the building, or, you know, you guys know pharmacist technicians, if you know, you ever had a medication, you know, you went to the doctor or hospital. Do you realize some of those medication, less known spelling, some of those long words, some of them are not even pronounced the way they're spelled. It is just mind blowing. And that's kind of the same thing, in my opinion, when you're in a spelling bee. You know, you have these words and they're saying the word one way, and you're thinking, okay, I know what that is. It's spelled, you know, this, that, or whatever way, or A, B, but it's really actually, you yourself might even pronounce it a different way. So I mean, you guys kind of get what I'm saying, you know. But at the end of the day, you, as the old saying, as my grandma used to say, you learn something new every single day, and you're never too old to learn something. It's just like I asked it, I think it was the other day, I asked you what famous teacher, and his quote was, and a few people did not know. He said, education is the most powerful weapon. And one thing that is true, education is the most powerful weapon that you can have, because you know why? No one can take that education away from you. You know, other things can take it away from you, you know, but education, once you educate yourself, you have a weapon that you can just knock doors down. You can take down barriers. You can just change the world the more you educate yourself. And you know why? Because educating yourself, you might come up with a cure, like, you know, like what's his name? He came up with a cure for diabetes. You might come up with, you just never know. So I always figure, like my grandmother used to say, the more you educate yourself, the better off you would be. That's why I made sure, I'm not saying I'm the smartest by no means, but I made sure my daughters, I have 2 daughters, straight A students, honor roll, you know, they went to the good colleges, they have good jobs. I made sure, if nothing else they got out of life, I said, if you get nothing else, you will get educated long as I'm around. If you do nothing else right, I'm a truck driver. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being a truck driver. No offense. This is what I did. I wanted my girls to go a different path, and I made sure of that. It didn't matter. I said, you're going this way long as I'm here. And I tell everybody, let a child go the way they choose to, but at the same time, the more that child is educated, the better they will be off in life. You know, especially you start letting a child read when they're young. You start them off very young, and as they get older, it will become much more easier. And I believe in the more that a child reads, especially young age, and you reading to them, the better off they will be. You know, that's just my opinion. You know, but I'm not going to get into all that. But again, Nelson Mandela is the one that said that education is the most powerful weapon. And remember that. I'm telling you, if you don't believe me, I challenge you to educate yourself and see how far you go in life. I'm telling you, you'll go a long ways, because one thing people can't get over on you because you're educated yourself, okay? So let's continue. Oh, let me catch up with the comment. It says, time seems to take education away from me. Well, you know, hey, I don't really know what to say about that, but as the old saying is, you're never too old to educate yourself. You're never too old to go to college. I don't care how old you are. When I worked in the pharmacies, we had a girl that had graduated from pharmacy school. She was 62 years old. You're never too old. There's people that went back to school and got their GED. They're 70, 80, 90 years old. I understand age gets away from us, but at the end of the day, you're never too old to educate yourself. Now, I ain't saying nobody need to go back to school and get all those school loans or paying all those tuition bills, whatever. I don't know, no, because I know I ain't doing it. I'm just saying. But you can still self-educate yourself. You can, read a book every day or every week, not every day. And if you're not keen on certain things in the book, you can find out, you can get tutors. I mean, it's amazing what you can do with yourself just by educating yourself. So like I said, that's right, Yolanda. Yes, but it says time has seemed to take. Yes, it says an age. Yes, we'll continue on. It says you want to hear something that's absolutely wild. Go ahead. It says word, Yolanda. He's speaking. It says, was that before or after? I didn't die. Oh, stop. Oh, no. It says, plus college is way cheaper when you're old. LOL. Don't even go there. Metal effects. Yes. Does anybody want to ask anything before I do these few questions and stuff? And then we'll be done. And I hate to hold you guys, but it's true about education. I don't know how many of you guys agree, and I see eyes in it and agree, but I just believe in that, and you got to think about it. It's just like with math or spelling or reading a book. Think about it. If you don't use your math every single day, I don't think the skills are going to be. Of course, we're going to always know our times table. I mean, what do we learn that? The second grade, third grade? I can't remember. What grade were you when you learned your timetables or division or multiplications? I'm just saying. Okay, so Romans 7:7, it says, orchid killer whales and dolphins have had skeleton bones in their fins. Okay. Trippy Roman. Okay, I'm a little lost on both of those, but okay. So can somebody answer this? It's been a while. Does anybody remember what age or what grade you were in when you learned your multiplications? Do anybody remember that? Your timetables, I'm sorry. Was it the third grade, the second? Some of y'all probably learned it in like first grade or kindergarten, because we got some smart people in it here. Can anybody drop in the comments real quick? Third grade for me. Okay, third grade. Okay, I figured it was the third. I think I was the third too. Second or third, I wasn't for sure. I just wanted to make sure it just wasn't me. So Chronic says around first to third grade. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Oh, so everybody's right on the same third grade. Okay, all right. I just wanted to check with that. And now I got one more question. When you guys were in school, okay, I just said fourth grade was division. Okay, then I was trying to remember each one, because we start learning in different things until middle school, high school, and then of course for those that went on to college, whether you went to just community college or off to university or whatever. So yeah, Valor Victoria, whatever it might be. So yeah, now I have another question. Depending on what school and what state you are, were you guys required, or was it just the thing depending on your teacher? Did anybody learn their ABCs backwards? Or was that just something parents did? Can anybody remember? Say yes or no. Was that required for you to learn your ABCs backwards, or that's just something that kids did? I'm just curious about that. Does anybody remember that about the ABCs by learning them forward and backwards? Or can anybody in here say their ABCs backwards? It says, my grandma taught me when I was like 6 or 7. Okay, so we do have some people. So you didn't learn at school. It wasn't your school. It was just your grandpa taught you. Okay, that's cool. Okay, that was something I wanted to ask. Okay, cool then. It says, I can still do it. That is so awesome. Okay, that is cool to know. Anybody else about their ABCs doing them backwards? It says, I'm in grad school. Okay, at the moment. Okay, awesome. Congratulations. It says, but a lot of things in life can be self-taught. Yes, nowadays with the internet. Yeah, college is just refreshing you. Yes, you're absolutely right, because a lot of people are going to college online, because my oldest daughter is going back to school again, but she's doing it online. It says, I had to learn the ABCs backwards on a sorority. Oh, for real, road test. Whoa, my God. Whoa. Oh, wow. That is something. That is pretty interesting. You have to tell us that story one time, okay? It says, I was never taught it. Maybe I should try. Yes. So, clown, go ahead and practice it. Practice it. I mean, so I say, I don't know what would be the best way for you to learn. I say just write them down backwards on a piece of paper, and just like you learned forward, I say just say them backwards. It says, I remember learning cursive in the 2nd grade. Yes. Okay, that is so awesome that we're remembering all this. And so I'll ask one more question too, and then we'll continue on, even though I keep saying this. Because I love when it comes to education, because, like my godmother, we got a lot of educators and stuff. And I was kind of going that route, but I'm not like, I don't say I'm not the smartest cookie like that. So because I have my challenges, I get stuck on certain things. Like my godmother, she was a school teacher for 40 years before she retired. You know what I'm saying? And then I got my cousin. We got a few school teachers. And I just think it's so interesting, because from when I was in school, you didn't have the technology that the kids have today. They have like laptops. You got your phone. We had freaking typewriters, okay? You were lucky if you had a calculator as time went on. So that just shows you how time has changed. Now the students are able to look up and do certain things, but now it has changed. So like when we were coming up, so like now, does anybody that, if you have kids or nieces or nephews, or just know any grade kids, do you guys know, do they still read like a book every week and like tell you like who was the main character, like what was the book about, like who was the author, or whatever? Does that still go on today? I'm just curious. Since I remember, it says, what was the question? The things shut off. What things shut off? It says no. Chronic says no. It says no, they don't read at all. Okay. Well, we had a lot of questions, Brandon. The first question, Brandon, that I was asking people is, did you learn your ABCs backwards, Brandon? And then the second question I was asking, do you know any kids, or if you had kids or grandkids or whatever, does any kids still read books every week and do like a book report and, tell about the main character? What was the book about? Was it interesting, and so on and so on. And they were saying, no, it says don't read anymore. It says at least not here in Oklahoma. It says 50 is in the education rate. Wow. It says kids are lazier now. Wow, this is mind blowing. It says we still have film projects when I was in elementary. Wow. That is something pretty interesting. Okay. Yeah, I know my godmother used to talk about stuff. It says technology has made them lazy. And I thought it was 10 years ago when I was in high school. Wow. It is mind blowing. Yeah, it is, definitely has changed, especially from the time when I had went to school, or whatnot and stuff has definitely changed. I tell you. Wow. Because I know a lot of kids, it says chat GBT. It says will make it worse. Wow. It's something. Well, I think, my daughters, I have 2 daughters and stuff. And, my one, if you guys see my little video when I wish my daughter If y'all go get a chance, watch my one video. It's like 5 minutes. It's my like the third or second video when I said my baby turned 40. So I have two daughters. Yes, I know I might not look my age. I know your girl looking good. Now I'm just joking. But yeah, I am up in age. A lot of people don't believe my age, but hey, it's what it is. I guess you could say I got it from my mama. But no, so I just had my one daughter turn 40, and then my other one is 37. And you know, I was telling the one, my girls was 3 years apart, and she's going back to school. And my granddaughter, her daughter, her oldest daughter, I'm so proud of her. She's an avid reader. She's in a book club. And I'm thinking, wow, that is so cool. Because I remember her mom used to be in a book club, right? That's my oldest daughter. Like a bookworm, just love reading. And my oldest daughter, to this day, she still loves to read books. She got me into reading one time, this book club. Because I remember that book club, I remember this was a while ago. She had me reading a book called Sister Soldiers. It was like the coldest winter ever. If you get that book, is old, but it's just awesome. From like Malcolm X and, just all of these different books and stuff. And now my granddaughter is following that same tradition. And I went to their house not too long ago, and all the books that my granddaughter has lined up, it is just mind blowing. She can tell you about every last one of those books, what it was about. Was it interesting? Was it boring? How many chapters, pages, how long it took her to read, and so on and so on. And I think that is so cool to see kids reading nowadays. It's pretty awesome though, So, but yeah, so we didn't got off of the topic though, but I do apologize. It said chat GB. It says there's still kids who can, and so it's not okay. Rest. Well, Tim, good morning. Welcome. We've been on this live a little bit over an hour. Did trivia. I rode pretty late, and I popped in because I see you guys in Mother Capricorn earlier when I was getting unloaded, and then I rode and came and shut down. I said, well, I'm just gonna pop on here and go live. So we had a pretty good crowd in here tonight. Getting ready to wrap it up with a couple more questions. So what are you doing up, Tim? You getting ready for work, or you just up? It says Chronicles says, how old is your granddaughter? She is 17. She turned 17 January the 29th. Yep, she is an honor roll. She is straight A student. She just like her mom. She followed her mom's footsteps. She turned 17. And I'm so proud of her. And yes, she's in a book club. She's in a book club. She loves reading. So I think that's pretty neat though. But yeah. So that's cool though. But I love, this was a pretty interesting. So let me finish on with a couple more and we will wrap it up. Okay. So, okay, here's the question. What hormone is revealed in your body while playing the guitar that makes you feel happier? Up for work. Okay, Tim. Well, I hope you have a good day up for work. Where is Donna? Is Donna at work, or is she still sleeping? And, tell her I said hello. Dopamine, yes, you got it. Absolutely. So Chronic got it right. And the question was, what hormone is released in your body while playing the guitar, making you feel happier? And Clown got it right. Dopamine, yes. Everybody that said that got it absolutely right. Brandon got it. Oh, that's good. You guys know that. Yeah. So we had some pretty easy ones tonight, and we had a few tough ones. So that was a pretty good, easy one, though. Okay. Okay, let's continue on with two more, and we're done. What is the most common material used for a guitar neck? What is the most common material used for a guitar neck? Like, what do they use? What materials do they use to make a guitar neck? You got it. Wood. Absolutely. And the type of wood they use is either maple or mahogany. Correct. Correct. Romany got it right. It says she hasn't went to bed. It says she doesn't work today. Okay, awesome. Well, I hope she have a good day. You tell Donna that I said hello. So she'll probably be sleeping all day then, Tim. It says, Brandon, it says, what color is the stoplight? LOL. What color is the stoplight? It's three colors, Brandon. You got green, yellow, and red. It says plasma. Nope, that's not it. It says wood. Yes, wood, Tony. Wood, Clown. Yep. It says nice wood. It says lots of guitar questions. Yes. Yes. It says, I was thinking too hard, LOL. It says, morning, everyone in the chat. Tim is speaking to that gentleman. It says, I never answer the questions what I see somebody hasn't answered it before me. Okay, Brandon. But so, again, the question was, what is the most common material used for a guitar neck? And everybody said wood, and it is wood. And the type of wood is high maintenance wood. It's either maple or mahogany. It says, I've been circus, easy to ask question. Okay, we got you. So we got that one, and we got this other one, y'all, and we're going to wrap it up, y'all. We've been and did an hour, a little bit over an hour and 15 minutes. Okay, what is the most expensive guitar ever sold at auction? It says, what color is the stoplight? Oh my gosh, I'm crying. I don't know where that came from. You see how I just brushed over that? Y'all, boy, I don't know. Y'all a handful. Let's continue on. What is the most expensive guitar? What was the most expensive guitar ever sold at an auction? Whose guitar was it and how much was it sold for? It was a Fender Stanco. Nope, it wasn't. 73 million. Nope. 73 million. What? Nah, it wasn't no $73 million. It says walnut is good too. Yes, Brandon. 73 million. Nope. Nope, not a Stern Castle. Nope, 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 nope. So the question was, what is the most expensive guitar ever sold at auction? Whose guitar was it? Elvis Presley, nope. The Beatles, nope. Gibson, nope. Somebody else said Elvis Presley, nope. Come on, you guys. Harrison Goodell, nope. Prince, oh, that's a good one. Nah, I would have thought so too. Somebody like Prince, BB King. Michael Jackson, he doesn't play no guitar. Are you serious? Oh my God. You know what? I'm not going to start with you tonight. Jimi Hendrix, no, that's a good one. Nope, not. He got it right there. Carmen, who is that clown? He got it. Cobain. It is actually, his name is Kurt, so he got it. It says Stevie Wonder. No, good, stop it. But who was that? Clown got it. He got his last name. His first name is Kirk. Kirk Carbon. Kirk, he got it. Cobain's, he got it. It was his 1959, and it was called a Martin D 18E, and it sold for $6 million. $6 million. And it sold in 2020. Yep, Kirk, that's his name, with a K. So that was it. And we did it, people. So you guys, your girl getting a little bit tired, says Pell. Nope, getting a little bit tired. I do it because I'm starting to stumble over words and have read. Your girl's starting to wind down. But I want to thank everybody for coming in, showing up, and showing off. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Hey, hey, hey. It's YOLANDA. And I'm out. I appreciate you, Isaac. I appreciate everybody. Clown, everybody that was here. Tim, 5 to 5 for me. Tim, hey, that's how we roll. I do the same thing, Tim. I had a long day. I had a 14-hour clock myself today. So you hang in there, Tim. I hope you have a good one. All right. You tell your beautiful wife, Donna, I said, hey, hey, and tell her I said, have a good day. Everybody that popped in and showed up and showed me some love, I really appreciate it. Have a good one. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you. It says good night, keep because of the line my back. Yes, yes, yes. 34 years old. I did this for 34. Yes. So you know if you know. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Nice, Brandon. See you, Tony, yo, man, Isaac. I love all you guys. Thank you so much. It's YOLANDA, and I'm out. Y'all get ready for the next one, trivia. It's my birthday. It's my birthday.